Let me tell you something, Nate. Nikola Jokic, the Joker. We all know about him. This man is our 2021 NBA MVP. All right. He has won this MVP. This is his first ever MVP award. He took home 91 out of 100 of votes. And the other voting, it went like this. So Joel Embiid came in second. He only had one first place vote, but he had 62 second place votes. And he had 23 third place votes. And then 8 fourth place, 3 fifth place. I'm not going to keep reading it. And then Steph Curry came in third. He had 5 first place votes, but 23 second place votes. And he had 32 third place votes. And then the other guys below, the order went like this. Fourth place was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Fifth place was Chris Paul. Sixth place was Luka Doncic. Seventh place was Damian Lillard. And then that's basically the top 7 of the whole thing. And other guys who were nominated for this award were Julius Randle. He had no first place votes, but his teammate Derrick Rose did. His teammate Derrick Rose had a first place vote, which I find pretty weird because, again, don't get me wrong, Derrick Rose had a good season, but do I think it was MVP candidate wise? No. But regardless, Nate, let's talk about this for a second. Nikola Jokic, he received this award in front of his team actually, and they gave him the award, and obviously he got it in front of his team. Now I don't got the article open right now, so I got to go right back to it. But I'm gonna pull this article up right now and I'm gonna read it. So Nikola Jokic, he definitely has a quote in there somewhere. I just got to get to the quote and read it, but my Wi-Fi is slow right now. So here we go. Okay, he said, and I quote, "To be honest, I didn't even think about being in the NBA. Inside the NBA after winning the award. My goal when I started to play basketball back home was to play in the Euro League because that was the closest top league in my country. I could play in some big clubs in Serbia and grind my way up, but then the Denver Nuggets drafted me. It was an opportunity for me to become an NBA player." So yeah, Nate, obviously he was given the news during a team meeting at the Nuggets Hotel ahead of game 2 of their second round series with the Suns on Wednesday in Phoenix, and with the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver making the announcement over a video conference call. He also said, and I quote, "It's a big accomplishment, but it's something that I said to the guys, it's not just me. I couldn't do it by myself. It's something that it is an individual award, but it's the efforts of everybody who was a part of Denver Nuggets organization." And yeah, Nate, like I said, he was basically a runaway for the vote. For the votes, he had 91 out of 101 first place votes and 971 total points. And again, Nate, we don't got to read his stats, but again, he played 72 regular game seasons this year. And if you can look up his stats for me, Nate, I'd really appreciate that because my phone is just being all laggy and it's going to take a while for me to get these stats up.
Yeah, I can look them up for you. Hang on.
Appreciate that.
They are right here. This year, he averaged 26.4 points per game with 10.8 rebounds and 8.3 assists.
Right. So you know what, Nate? Let me start off with this first. But the article, the source for this article was Tim Bontemps, ESPN. So let me start off with this first. First of all, congratulations to Nikola Jokic on winning the MVP and his first one at that. Yeah, Nate, first of all, I predicted that Nikola Jokic was going to win this MVP because I felt like he really did deserve it. See, I talk about this, okay? A lot of people are going to say Steph Curry because he led the league in points. I understand that. A lot of people are going to say Joel Embiid because, again, Joel Embiid was such a big factor for the Sixers this year, and I completely agree. The reason why I feel like Nikola Jokic deserved this is not only is he a big factor to his team, but if you look at these stats that Joel Embiid and Steph Curry had, if you look at them overall, Nikola Jokic leads them in more stats than others. You know, he might not beat them in points, you know, but he will definitely beat them in assists and rebounds. And that's something that I feel like is very, very important. Nikola Jokic, to me, Nate, he's a point center. That's what he is. He is a center who plays like a point guard. Nikola Jokic is a very good center, Nate. He has decent defense. He has great passing skills like I've never seen in my life. This man can shoot from the 3 if he wanted to. He can shoot. He can score in the paint. Nikola Jokic is a great center, and I got to give him a lot of credit because Nikola Jokic has been very underrated for so many years, you know. And I'm fine, and I love that he's finally getting the credit that he deserves because Nikola Jokic is a great player. One other thing I noticed, Nate, is that a lot of players from overseas are really becoming great players, and they really are getting these MVPs. The last 2 MVPs were Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and both of them come from overseas, from different countries. And now, as you go into the future, you start seeing more international players coming out. And obviously most notable Luka Doncic, who I believe is going to be a future MVP in this league. So it's showing you like the European League is showing you exactly how like Europeans and how a lot of players from overseas are really taking over, Nate. And not even and it's overseas in general. Joel Embiid, he was a finalist for the MVP, and he's from Africa. So it shows you that a lot of these players from overseas that are coming to the NBA, they really are taking over, Nate. And I do love it because they bring an entertaining side to the game that we have never seen before, and I truly do enjoy it because before we didn't see a lot of overseas players end up winning MVP. One that comes to my mind before recently is Hakeem Olajuwon. He ended up winning the MVP. You can count Steve Nash. He's from Canada. He ended up winning the MVP. But Charles Barkley won the MVP. He is originally from England. So, but overall, you didn't see it a lot. But I love how these overseas players are coming into the NBA and they're making a big difference in general. And you want to know the reason why they're doing that, Nate? It's because they're overseas, they go right into the Euro leagues. They go right into all these leagues that are played by professionals, and they go in them at young ages. Like Luka Doncic is 14 years old playing with professionals. So Luka is already ahead of the game. Okay, he might be only like in his early 20s, but he's been a professional for 7+ years now. It's the same thing with Nikola Jokić. Nikola Jokić was playing in the Euro League. He was playing against pros, so that prepared him for the NBA coming in because you played against actual pros. And not only that, a lot of NBA players who ended up going from the NBA to the overseas, he played against those guys too. So he got a little sense of what the NBA was going to be like. That's why all these EuroLeague players and all these overseas players, that's why they're so dominant, is because a lot of them are used to playing that professional before they get to the NBA. And a perfect example of it is not even just overseas players who are born there; it's overseas players who played there. Look at LaMelo Ball. Look how great he's doing. I don't think it's a far stretch to say that the reason why he's doing so great is because of that 1 year he spent overseas. You play against grown men and you play against professionals, that definitely prepares you better for the NBA. And I think you're going to start seeing that route a lot more often, Nate. A lot of players going from graduating high school right to the European leagues and right to the overseas basketball. I think you're going to start seeing that a lot more often because it definitely does prepare them more. But overall, Nate, looking at Nikola Jokic, like I said, he has been one of the most underrated players for so long. And I'm glad that he has finally gotten his recognition because I do believe that every single year this man plays like an MVP, and he's only going to continue to get better and better. That's the only thing that's what I predict for Nikola Jokic, and that's what I expect for next year. So with that being said, he's still in the playoffs. Best of luck to Nikola Jokic in the playoffs against the Phoenix Suns. As for the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, he had a great game, against the Atlanta Hawks, and I believe they tied that series 1-1.
Right.
And yeah, as for Steph Curry, obviously his team didn't get to the playoffs, but again, congratulations to him on an amazing season. And again, as for those 3 MVP finalists, I expect nothing but greatness as time goes on. So with that being said, congratulations to Nikola Jokic, and I wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to Nikola Jokic, the Joker. I love that man. Look, going back to what you said about the European League, yeah, they definitely have an advantage over America because here in America with all sports, you play like take like a basketball league for example. The thing with that and the difference between like the travel leagues or like the rec leagues or whatever here in America versus overseas is that here in America you play with your age group. You know what I mean? Like you play with your age group and then you grow up with them as time goes on. That's how that works. And that's how all sports here work in America. And overseas, from what I hear and from what you mentioned, they don't have those they don't have a lot of those leagues. Well, they just, they all play together regardless of their age. You know what I mean? And that's where I think they have like you said, they have an utmost advantage on that because you're not only are you like 14 and playing a 23-year-old who's been around the game for so long, you're just preparing yourself that much better. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do that with your age group. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that all right, so say I was 14 years old, right? I'm playing baseball, but I'm playing with a bunch of 20-year-olds in college. Don't you think that now I'm playing with those people, I start to grow up more I'm becoming a little bit more better because I have that advantage of playing with older people.
Absolutely, you're 100% right, and
Absolutely.
it's not only playing against them. Your teammates are also adults too, so
Exactly.
they're growing you up very, very quick.
Exactly. And that's where that's where overseas they have the advantage over America. Again, I'm not saying that you can't learn and grow and be better with your age. That's definitely not what I'm saying. That's obviously very, very possible. You just need to, you just need to keep your head in the game and do what you gotta do. That's really all you gotta do. But I'm saying when you're playing with veterans, you got more of an advantage. That's just how it is. But and I'm really glad that these overseas players are coming in and doing their thing because again, like you said, there wasn't really a lot of overseas MVPs before these last couple ones. You mentioned a few of them, but other than that, I can't really think of any. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're doing their thing, and it really goes to show you that nothing is impossible. So with that being said, congratulations to Nikola Jokić. He's doing a really great job in Denver. As for the other two, Joel and being Steph Curry and everybody else who got voted for an MVP, best of luck to you guys moving forward. And like Mario said, we expect great things out of you guys as usual.